And the second semi-final of the men's light heavy division. Kazakhstan go against Iran. Kazakhstani boxer Adibek Niazbetov up against the Iranian Ishan Ruzbahani. Again, Castle, two boxers that have really dug deep to get this far in the competition.
Yes, Rasulov has already been to 2 world championships in Chicago and Milan, so this is his 3rd visit. He lost to Russian Artur Beterbiev in 2009 in Milan. Adalbek Niazbetov beat number 6 ranked Hyun-Kyu Kim of Korea 14-9 earlier in this tournament, and he KO'd Jason Monroy of Colombia at just 40 seconds into round number 2 of their matchup. Then Fanlong Mang of China retired in their bout at 2:26 of round number 3. So that's what got him here today.
So the 5 judges, France, Turkey, England and Lithuania, and our referee in charge of this competition. The winner of this bout will meet Cruz. Asenau is the ref. Three 3-minute rounds. The Kazakh boxer in the red corner, Rasulov of Uzbekistan in the blue. Niazbetov, like many before, wanted to get on with it immediately. Slightly taller, Rasulov from Uzbekistan, but pretty evenly matched in height and reach, these two.
Yeah, they look like they could be twin brothers, 2 peas from a pod. They're very evenly matched physically, and as well as athletically and amateur boxing experience, they're both quite similar. So we'll see. This may just be a question of who brought more fans to this stadium today, who could will their man through. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, 2 more nations with rich boxing tradition. Short right hand, a cute right hook by Rasulov as Adalbek turns to avoid it.
Well, I noticed as well, Castle, that the crowd cheer for him by his Christian name rather than his surname. Adibek is the cheer from the crowd. Rather much easier to put your clapping together to Adibek than it is to Niazbetov.
Well,
Niazbetov.
Well, well done, and perhaps I'd like to, you know, we could go with Adalbek and Elshad if it works for you, Nick.
I actually asked him in the hotel how to pronounce his name. Well, again, pretty evenly matched. But
lunging right hand by Rasulov.
Yeah.
That was nice. Look at the way Rasulov bends at the waist. It's one of the lessons you learn in amateur boxing, but later on they don't teach that to the kids. Breaking at the waist is a very difficult task to master. It's both a defensive and an offensive skill. It allows you an opportunity to get inside to your man, as well as slip his punches from close range. And Rasulov clearly has mastered that art.
oh, lovely hook there from Niazbetov, Kazakhstan.
One thing that strikes me about both these boxers is their balance. They do a great job keeping their weight central and their legs shoulder length apart, and as a result, they're equipped to advance, retreat, or step side to side at a moment's notice.
Well, difficult to separate the two boxers. Again, happy for the judges to do that. I would imagine each and every one of them have got them very close. If one is ahead of the other, it will be by the narrowest of margins. But good work. And again, as you were explaining to us, that twisting motion, giving them so much power with those hooks.
Yeah, that really is. You know, that hook gets derived from, again, like all punches, comes from the leg, but you could see that these two guys really know how to throw it. They're masters at it. It's beautiful to see.
Well, Niazmbetov from Kazakhstan has just 1 point advantage over Rasulov from Uzbekistan. And we'll see the pace get picked up a little bit in this second round now.
Notice how Rasulov jumped off his stool at the end of round 2. I guess you could call that a case of fresh legs.
He wants to get on with it. So Rasulov for Uzbekistan in the blue, Niazmbetov for Kazakhstan in the red, but it's the blue corner that's trailing by 1 to the red.
Yep, and Rasulov came out throwing a double and triple jab, and you see it there again. Really nice to see that double, triple jab. Keep it in the face of Adalbek, not let him see the left hand coming right behind it. Look at the focus on both of these boxers. They're looking right through their eyebrows at their opponent.
Niazmbetov again, more good work with the jab.
Now, as Niazmbetov has Rasulov up against the ropes, Rasulov is going to need to pick up the pace a little bit here. He came into this round down by 1. He's looking to get back that point and more. But Niazmbetov doing a good job now, as you pointed out, with that jab, Nick. And now it looks like it could turn into a battle of jabs here in the middle of round 2. Little wrestling going on there in the center of the ring to keep things interesting. Look at Rasulov ripping body shots on the break. They may not be clean, but they can't tickle the rib cage of Niazmbetov either.
Rasulov still prepared to mix it up, attack with different styles. The jab, the hook, still nice and sharp. Still very close.
Now those chants could either be saying Rasulov or they could be saying Kazakhstan. It's a big difference.
Well, we're in the last few seconds of the second round. And the red corner had the advantage after the first. Niazmbetov. And let's see if that he can extend on that. He put in a lot of good work. The jab, for me, the most effective and consistent point scorer. There it is again. This time around the outside with the hook. And again, the counter there, very quick.
Yeah, I mean, Niazmbetov is doing a great job counterpunching, as you point out. I mean, he started to pick that up in the second. He's been using his jab more, whereas Rasulov seemed to be using it in the first half of that round. It's Adalbek that came back with some good jabbing and good counterpunching, and Look at the score there, 8-5 now. So slowly and surely, Adelbeck's pulling away from this race.
3 clear going into the third and final round. Remember, 3 3-minute rounds in amateur international boxing, and a very closely contested bout, but he's been building and building consistently. And now with a 3-point advantage, you can see a slight sense of urgency with the approach, the style, and the need for points from Radulov in the blue.
Yeah, and there's no reason why, again, as we've said this before, when you're down with just under 3 minutes to go and you're down 3 points, that's a point a minute. I mean, there's not a lot of time here for Radulov to change his game plan, and he needs to work behind that jab effectively, as he did in the first half of round 2, and try and score with some good combinations. Another thing Radulov was doing, he was doubling up and tripling that jab. A very effective way to start scoring points, but here comes Adelbeck.
Adibek Niazembetov also showing that he can double and triple with his jab.
Good body shot by Radulov.
Very nice. And follows it up with a good 1-2. Radulov, as we've seen with all the semi-finalists, is going to take this right to the wire. Every possible second he'll try and score. But it's all about the points over the 3 rounds, not the 1. Very few have been able to turn it around in the third and final, having lost the opener and the second round.
Some dirty boxing here, some infighting taking place as both of these boxers trying to exert their will. Some nice head movement there by Adelbeck. Radulov not showing the urgency here. There he's trying to rip his hands free, but he needs to start letting his hands go. He needs to start throwing more punches. The referee will caution Niazembetov there, but might not be enough to slow him down.
Better shots from Radulov. But with just a minute left on the clock, they need to come a lot quicker, and he needs to hit that target much more consistently.
There's a nice lead right hand to the belly by Radulov. However, if you noticed, he lost about 12 seconds while Niazembetov was clinching him, and these are valuable seconds. You see how Adelbeck is going in for the clinch each time they meet. Doesn't work in Radulov's favor at all.
Oh, good jab. And he needs to put together some good combinations here. Niazembetov now going for the spoiling tactic, we can clearly see. But with 25 seconds on the clock, can the Uzbeki boxer Radulov turn it around? Turn around 3 points that he lost in the first and 3 points that he lost in the second. Now it's just off the 10-second mark.
Doesn't look like Radulov did quite enough. May have shaved a few points off that deficit. Not sure that he did enough to overturn the results after 2 rounds.
I think I agree with you there. There goes the bell. And Adibek Niazembetov, I think, has done enough to go up against Cruz of Cuba in the final of the men's light heavy division. But let's leave it to the judges. Once again, both boxers with 100% commitment. Taking the first and the second round. I think they're evenly matched on the third, certainly by my note card here in the commentary position. Here's the decision. Niazembetov in the red. And he's been given it, as we thought. We'll wait for the confirmation graphic to give us the detail of that third and final round and the total score. But Adibek Nizambetov, 11-9, just by 2 points, goes through to meet La Cruz of Cuba in the final. Well, Razulov actually won that last round by 4-3, but it wasn't enough and goes out by 2 points. And another boxer books himself a spot in the final after putting in good work in rounds 2 and 3 and holding on in the third and final clash.